Hello everybody, welcome in. It is November the 1st, a brand new month. This is a very powerful gateway portal today, 11-1, so 111 is all about instant manifestations. I do think we're in for a very powerful and intense week ahead as we're kind of getting grounded in all of this Scorpio energy. It is going to be a very intense week, especially when it comes to the Mars energy, the masculine energy, and really diving deep through the underworld and some dark, hidden, repressed energies. So I think get ready for a very intense emotional week. I do feel, with the Scorpio energy, it kind of rules the sacral chakra. So, it's all about death, transformation. I always find, we have that Kundalini activation through the sacral chakra. And Scorpio really does symbolize, really dark aspects, our unconscious. It is about, diving deep within any repressed sexual trauma. Where are we having power struggles? It's a lot of primal energy coming up, and it really is about self-mastery and stepping into twin flame alchemy. So I think get ready for transformations, especially when it comes to Scorpio placements within your natal chart. So I think it is going to heavily affect Scorpio Sun, Moon, Venus, Mars, Scorpio South Node, or Ascendant. So if you have any of those placements, I think get ready to dive deep into some past expressions in order to bring forward what was unrealized before. So, Scorpio usually isn't afraid to go deep within those shadows. I think there is a lot coming to the surface when it comes to awareness with our own shadow aspects. So get prepared for energies of jealousy to surface, paranoia, that power struggle. Any sexual addictive energies will be coming up to be addressed, and any other distortions within the connection, I feel. And all of this is to kind of get us to evolve beyond this separation that many of us are in. So I do feel this is a time of us really diving deep, facing our darkest aspects so we can anchor into being our authentic selves at this time. And it is about deepening connections, only building soul connections from the heart. So this can really represent that intimate union with the counterparts, that intimate alchemy that the twins experience. And I do feel both the twins are going to be feeling this energy this week. Even if you're the feminine, your inner masculine energies are transforming in the energies. So, the journey really is a continuous cycle of shedding, transforming, death, and rebirth. Just when you think you've reached a pivotal point, there's always, it feels like another layer to shed and transform. So whatever dark aspects are arising, it really is to get you to open up to this connection, to bring forward a state of forgiveness and higher evolution. So get ready to go deep when it comes to the energies this week. So I do feel it is a major reevaluation for the divine masculine. I do feel the divine masculine is really undergoing a really, really dark evaluation of his life, his past choices, especially in the last several months and years. I feel the masculine really has made a lot of unconscious choices when it comes to personal relationships. And this is all kind of coming up to be addressed. So I do feel a lot of dream spaces active this week. I do feel get ready for a lot of purging in dream space to bring out whatever repressed feelings are needing to be addressed. And recognize recurring patterns within your relationships, because these mirroring experiences are related to, trauma wounds and past wounds. And these are being presented to kind of address, your own behavior, how others have behaved, and how you want to pave the pathway moving forward. It is so very hard to break those toxic habits, those toxic belief patterns. And I feel this is all kind of being addressed this week at a very deep level, especially when it comes to childhood trauma. So I know myself, I've really been struggling with my oldest daughter when it comes to her childhood trauma. And these root traumas are always there. And this is coming up, I feel, to be addressed this week in order to finally shift into a more aligned energy. So I feel this is going to bring up you know, trauma when it comes to abuses of any kind in the past, where people have lacked empathy in your life, where you've lacked empathy, where things have not been fair and balanced, where people have not really been kind. So I think all of that is coming up. And when you've not been treated fairly, it can bring up a lot of grief, a lot of anger. So this is basically a week where we can recognize this, where it's holding us back, and where we can kind of step into a higher approach moving forward. We can always resolve to do better. And to listen to that guidance from our own ancestors and our guides, and to know that we are fully supported in this journey, because we are clearing ancestral karma. So I do feel a lot of spiritual testing in the energies this week. You know, kind of be the observer if you can. Because I do feel a lot of triggers when it comes to where you have lacked love in your life, and the damaging effects that it really has had when it comes to your own inner evolution. So, you know, all of us always crave something more. We crave, you know, that satisfaction. So I do feel this week is all about making solid connections through the heart and recognizing toxic patterns, so the masculine can kind of shift out of that energy. So today, we do have Mercury trine Jupiter. You know, Mercury is all about communication. And with Mercury in the third house, this is its natural house. So this really is about conscious thinking. Where are you needing to consciously put your energy? So this really is a lot of stimulated energy when it comes to mental activity. So I do feel be ready to express yourself and to do it consciously. There's a lot of deep thought processing coming in, and that really is about going into the depths of self, is to allow these thoughts to surface and to pass through you, to clear them. So I think it really is about releasing shallow interests and stepping into expressing views that will be beneficial for the collective moving forward. Jupiter is all about expansion, and with Jupiter being in the 7th house, this is dealing with marriage and partnerships. So it's really going to highlight where you've lacked better judgment when it comes to choosing a partner and developing a relationship. And it really is going to be this energy of having to address unsuccessful relationships, you know, where it's just not working. I feel a lot of negative energy surfacing when it comes to personal relationships that are no longer in alignment with the spiritual calling. And I feel the masculine really is being pushed to be open to this energy, because the masculine really has lacked empathy and kindness. And I do feel a lot of mental activity kind of getting the masculine to restore a sense of optimism. I feel like this surrender energy, surrendering to these depths of these emotions when it comes to this lack of empathy, because tomorrow we then have a square between Mercury and Pluto in Capricorn. This is really going to create a lot of tension at home, especially when somebody's in like a domineering relationship, an abusive relationship, especially with friends and family. So I feel there is this power struggle surfacing when it comes to the energy this week, in order to shift into creating those strong and solid bonds with people. So I do feel, you know, the masculine might be struggling on the career path as well, as he really is searching for these new connections. I do feel the masculine is seeking out information and really weighing out his options, but I don't think that he's talking about it yet. And I do feel this is going to bring up a lot of harsh opinions in the energy. So when we search for truth, we really need to detach from the opinions of others, because this truly is an inner journey of self, and nothing outside of us can really provide us the information and intelligence that we're seeking. We have to go within. So do be aware with that Mercury square Pluto of how people manipulate you in the energy. Sometimes manipulation is so subtle, it's kind of hard to be aware of that energy. On Wednesday, we have the Sun opposition Uranus, and on that same day, we do have the new moon in Scorpio. So with the Sun opposition Uranus, that is the Scorpio and Taurus axis opposition each other. And it is this dragon energy, because the Taurus Scorpio dragon's head and tail in a chart really is about releasing the lower material world and building a foundation of stability on solid ground through the heart. So I do think the energy is going to be quite volatile that day, as there are going to be rapid changes within the subconscious mind within the divine masculine's world. And he's definitely going to be needing to spend some time alone in order to wrap his head around everything. I do feel like Akashic gifts, Akashic inheritance, and this really is going to create a lot of opposition for the divine masculine. And I do feel, it's really going to highlight health and wellness. I do feel many of the masculines are struggling with their physical health at this time. And when we're not in alignment and we're living in stress, stress really can kill. So I do feel a lot of heart energy needing to be addressed with the divine masculine. And with Scorpio energy in full swing, it's this energy of this karmic healing is going to go really, really deep. But how deep are you willing to go? Because there are a lot of light code activations coming in this week for both of the twins, and this is going to keep intensifying in order to get us both to embrace unconditional love and forgiveness. So get ready to go deep into the underworld, deep into your subconscious, to reevaluate a lot of energies this life, especially when it comes to the masculine, to lift them into unity consciousness. So this really is a powerful new moon energy coming through to help us stop hiding behind a mask, hiding behind the scenes. There are going to be many, many lessons being brought up to face this week if you are willing to go deep enough into the dark to release any fear and any unconsciousness that is needing to be released. Because it truly is about love, light, and understanding, but we have to go deep into the darkness to get to that level. So I feel, a lot of shadows coming up, a lot of jealousy, suspicion, a lot of battles on the home front, especially when it comes to the false contracts. And this really is to restore a sense of passion between the twins. I feel a lot of heightened sexual energy this week. Scorpio is a very highly sexually driven energy, and sex can be a very healing aspect within the counterparts when they do come into full physical union. It is a deepening of the connection, I feel. And that deep sexual healing really can help transform those wounds into light and allow the twins to grow closer together on a deep, 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 profound level. So I think whatever is reoccurring within the connection, it's key to this transformation at this time. We always have to be open to this alchemical process. So it's like this major karmic reset. New moons are about fresh starts, clean slates, and this new moon opposes Uranus retrograde, while Lilith retrograde also conjuncts the North Node retrograde. So this is some very powerful energy when it comes to the astrology this week. We are really working at breaking down, dismantling all of these false belief patterns, all of these old karmic past life timelines. And, when it comes to outdated belief patterns between men and women, always being at war with one another and bringing it back into love. So I do think there's going to be conflicts arising when it comes to where our needs are not being met, where we're harboring guilt, where we have been exploited or have exploited others. There's a lot of survival fears coming to the surface in order to address that, to let go of all of these old false timelines and structures. This really is like outdated programming, primal programming that is based in fears and survival energy that we're here to transmute and to live in the present moment, to build that new solid foundation. So this is a potent portal for a brand new beginning to commence, but the masculine has to be willing to release the past, to release this stuckness in order to shift that perspective when it comes to feminine energy, mistreating feminine energy, exploiting feminine energy, and going deep within any relationships that haven't worked out in the past to understand the suffering in order to release the false programming. So I do feel, you know, the twins truly are here to pave that higher pathway. So we really have to transmute these energies with that opposition with Uranus. You know, the moon really is showing us we really need to rethink everything. We really need to step into unlimited possibilities rather than this lack of consciousness. And we're really reminded that the pathway to unconditional love, I feel, really is truth. Truth needs to be spoken. Truth needs to be embodied. In order to, you know, get grounded in those new strong beliefs, to release that false karmic reality. It's like rewiring our programming. And there's so much that the twins came here to do when it comes to this spiritual pathway and the possibilities that the twins came here to bring forward. And we don't have to struggle. Struggle, you know, is there as a block to get you to face all of this opposing energy inside and release it. So I think the energy really is challenging us to cut all of those negative cords, especially when it comes to your sacral chakra. Release any old connections. Be done with stuff that is needing to leave your life. Because when you entangle all of these cords and other people in and around you that aren't meant for you, it really does act as a block when it comes to this union energy. So, you know, the dark moon in Scorpio is an incubation energy. It's a preparation. It's definitely about closure, transformation, renewal, and purity. The new moon in Scorpio is asking you to dive deep into your feelings, and it's the dark side of the moon. So it is going to feel very, very heavy, especially where you've lacked vulnerability to go into these dark aspects. It is going to bring up, you know, everything that has ever been done to you. We truly can never, ever forget the trauma. So, you know, I think the energy really is forcing you to face this, to get back into deep emotional connections within relationships and release all of this shallowness. It really is going to be extreme emotions this week. Do not let your fear get the best of you is my advice. Because if you dive deep into that fear, you're likely going to manifest that fearful energy in your reality. When we are afraid to lose something, it usually ends up happening when we feed the fear. So don't feed the fear. Feed the love. The moon is going to be in the 7th house when it's the new moon in Scorpio. The 7th house is about one-on-one relationships, partnerships, marriages. The 7th house is like the fall of the eagle, or the eagle. Ooh, the eagle. The ego. So eagle is about that broader perspective. So an eagle is all about freedom. So that is a message different than what I was channeling. So I do feel we really need to recognize what has held us back, where we have been emotionally dependent on people, because it's really going to highlight premature marriage, you know, really needing to close out cycles. A lot of these masculines jumped right into the next relationship without actually healing their heart when we went into separation. And I do feel there is a need to recognize that, to not jump into something prematurely, because it is going to play an important role when it comes to these energies with this new moon. It's going to bring up a lot of moody, sensitive people, and a lot of indecision, I feel, especially when it comes to long-term relationships. The moon, we have it conjunct Mars. We have it square Saturn, our strict teacher. So, you know, this is going to highlight where you've been unable to express your feelings, where you've hidden behind a mask, and the illusion that mask has created for your life. So I think get ready to go into some deep, dark depression with this new moon energy, because it is going to bring up where you've been wronged, especially when it comes to the opposition with Uranus. So it can create a lot of complex separation energy, I feel. It's going to bring up a lot of emotional tension, explosive emotions, because it is demanding us to get vulnerable, I feel. So it really is pushing us with the moon trine Neptune to search for something transcendental. So, you know, to search for something beyond the veil. It's going to really bring up where we have been self-sacrificing, where we have been taken advantage of. And this really is to shift our perception in order to step into our esoteric mission, is what I feel. So a lot of higher vibrations coming through with the new moon. It really is the beginning of a new cycle. It represents the perfect time to commit to our personal goals and to express the positive energies of Scorpio. So new moons are good for focusing on what it is we want to manifest. Scorpionic energy can be very passionate, very resourceful, focused. Scorpionic energy is deep. So consider how you can develop these deep energies and these qualities into your life in a positive aspect, because this truly is the new moon of stepping into self-mastery, where we're needing to pinpoint where we have felt out of control. Maybe it's time to release some addictions, some debts. This is about paying back karmic debts, I feel. Freeing ourselves from emotional burdens is the energy coming through as well. And it's the perfect new moon to explore what you feel is missing in your life. Because when something is missing, that usually leads to filling a void and going into some self-destructive behaviors and patterns. So break that cycle. I feel this is the opportunity for us to break the cycle, to step into material and spiritual wealth. So use this potent Scorpio energy the best you can, because it truly can change your life and teach you valuable things in the energy if you're willing to learn the lessons, if you're willing to kind of dig deeper into the mysterious energies that the twins share. Instead of always being content with that frickin' status quo, living a life to put on a show for everybody. So Scorpio, this energy is really bringing up deep feelings of intimacy. Forgiveness is going to be key if you really want to break this cycle and develop along your journey. It is about living a life of purposefulness in order to bring depth to our lives every single day. So I think seek to release fear. I do feel there is a fear of confrontation when it comes to leaving toxic situations, because it is going to be heavily emotional to break free. But it's when we dive deep within these very uncomfortable energies that we can truly step into healing and knowing just how strong we really are. I feel intimate relationships are going to be highlighted, and we are going to see this more clearly now than ever, that we want intimate relationships moving forward. We can't keep living life on autopilot, and the masculine, I feel, has been on autopilot for a long time, and it's really time for the masculine to be drawn towards the occult and to embody, his own spiritual occultism, and that is Scorpionic energy. So with the moon in Scorpio, it's demanding we learn to let go of these fears, these limitations, any expectations, and any false programming. So if you're holding on to anything that isn't serving your purpose, get ready to suffer greatly in the energies this week. Any false niceties is being brought to the surface in order for you to discard it, because it's basically you drinking poison. So what are you drinking out of your cup? Because the energy is emphasizing truth. Release obsessions. It's time to get a grip and to get really honest, because Scorpio is all about partnerships. I feel the energy is very sexual, and I do feel that is where the twins are really going to be able to truly merge, connect, and begin the pathway of healing, to restore that passion. But the karmic energy is all about feeding the masculine poison. So I feel the masculine's going to have to find some courage to move through that unreality, those illusions, in order to find that truth, to bring together the key that holds the twins together for this rebirth. I feel the masculine's going to feel like he's going to war this week against his deepest, darkest shadows. And it really is going to bring up a lot of mayhem, I feel. So imagine what you want to manifest in your life. Anyone that's struggling with deep, dark energies this week, do your best to get near water. Do the water therapy, because Scorpio is water and we are water beings. So drink a lot of water to release any toxins or toxicity within your emotional body and physical body, because the emotional waters are going to be very deep and deadly this week. So you know, release that poison. What is your poison? What are you holding on to that really is poisoning you and not working for your life? Because your unconscious mind is trying to speak to you and send you messages, especially as Mercury enters into Scorpio later this week. The process is going to get a little bit deeper. So you're going to feel other people's emotions at this time. Everything is being pushed to the surface in order to find that authentic expression. So this is a time of bridging, you know, the twins back together, but we have to face all of those past emotions and hurts with our counterpart. I do feel a lot of telepathy in the energy through emotion. So if you are being triggered without pre-warning and you were having a great day, your twin is letting you know he's facing some deep emotions, some fears, some worries, and that needs to be fully integrated and cleared. This week heralds transformation when it comes to communication. I do feel the masculine really is pushing to come forward over the next several weeks. But there's a need for the masculine to clear his throat chakra, his solar plexus chakra, and his sacral chakra. He's not been speaking truth. He's not been standing in his power. And he's been courted to unhealthy sexual attachments. And the energy is about to get very, very uncomfortable in order for the masculine to purge and release. And this is all stemming around repressed emotions, fears, and distortions from past lives that really have prevented the masculine from stepping into unconditional love. So Mercury and Scorpio, get ready. I think protect your energy, divine feminine, because with Mercury and Scorpio, there's this energy of not seeking reconciliation. This is about revenge. I do feel the karmic energies are seeking revenge in order to manipulate the energies. These people like to emotionally manipulate. It can be very aggressive and threatening energy, a lot of rivalry. And I feel, you know, this really is the breaking point when it comes to the karmic energy. And with Mercury in the 6th house, this is all about health and how we can help other people improve society. So I feel the masculine really is being pushed to clean up this karmic mess. I feel it's going to give that the masculine energy, that fighting spirit to go after success. And it is going to bring up a lot of rivalry. I just feel the energies this week are asking us to go so deep because we also have Venus entering into Capricorn. And Venus in Capricorn is a very withdrawn feminine energy. It's not expressing yourselves openly, which is all about manipulating behind the scenes. So, you know, I think the feminine really has lost some trust for the masculine. She has really stayed in these traditional values of loyalty and stability. And the feminine really has honored this connection. And the masculine has not for quite some time. And I feel trust is going to be key because I don't think the feminine trusts the masculine anymore. And I feel with Venus entering into Capricorn in the 3rd house in Sagittarius, 26 degrees 16, tower energy, something coming back around. The pressure is going to be put on for the masculine to find his empathy, for the masculine to bring balance into these connections. And, you know, for that communication is really what's coming through. So this is like the home stretch. I know it's very uncomfortable emotionally, physically. We're feeling it. We're being pushed to the limits to detox in order to complete this cycle once and for all. Purification is messy as we prepare for the twins to meet again in Capricorn in February. So, you know, we've had a lot of heart energy. It really is time for us to, you know, open up to this long-lasting committed partnership, to finally let go of these negative blocks. No matter what comes to the surface, face it head on, because this is a powerful week to kind of be in our awareness. Stop buying into the manipulation. Release that. Get rooted in your own reality is what I feel. The masculine can't keep running anymore. I think he's tired, and acceptance is going to be key. So we always have the choice to choose love. And I think the masculine really is needing to choose love at this time, because we close off the week with Mercury sextile Venus. And this is asking to seek balance. Also on the end of the week, we do have an asteroid, Juno, that has a conjunction to Venus. So that's the asteroid of marriage and partnership. So I do feel like a new awakening moment for the masculine this week, a karmic reset. And I do feel this old karmic love is being demolished in the energy in order for the twins' pure love to be kind of brought back to life. So whatever's going on, know that there's something more deeper below the surface, because the energy this week really is pushing us to the limits. So let's jump in with some cards and see what needs to come through. We'll start with pulling into the masculine's energy. What kind of energies need to come through for the masculine this week, and we will pull into the feminine as well. Okay, what do we got? A mountain. Yeah, major challenge to overcome, and I think the moon really is sparking that change. Major changes and challenges for the masculine this week. Ooh, new home, new attitude. So I do feel an ending. If the masculine has been living with the karmic energy, I do feel he's moving houses, because there is enemies working against the masculine this week that are going to create some challenges. I do feel there's a gift coming to the masculine, likely the gift of his Akashic memory. But there is going to be some lighthearted energy coming. Peace and harmony is on the way after the masculine kind of overcomes these obstacles and challenges. I do feel the masculine's really needing to be shrewd in the energy, especially when it comes to those around him manipulating him. So feminine, this is beautiful. We get the bread. So divine feminine, a period of prosperity and abundance. Great and good fortune. Good luck is on your side. You might have a 4-leaf clover in your purse, but whatever is going on, there is involvement with the law. That is the karmic law. There is going to be justification. There is going to be karmic retribution for what was not balanced in this connection, divine feminine. There is going to be a successful outcome. So I do feel, you know, the karmic law of reciprocity and what goes around comes around is working in your favor, divine feminine. And this is all stemming around family sorrow. You know, I feel, you know, the feminine really has grieved these deep roots. And now the time is now for that justice to come through. So let's get some archetype energies for the divine masculine for the week ahead. We'll see what main archetype energies are surrounding the masculine when it comes to this week. The Exorcist. Fear of facing his own demons. So that is going deep within the darkest aspects, releasing that fear so the masculine really can free himself from all of these destructive impulses and destructive karmic people he's attached to. And it is about the masculine stepping into compassion and recognizing his eternal God force from within. The Exorcist. I always laugh when that one comes out. Okay, Shapeshifter and Prince also for an archetype. And we do got the Student. So the masculines, yeah, definitely learning some karmic lessons this week. I think especially when it comes to his arrogance and his pursuit of destruction, his unwillingness to take action. And this really is going to be a big week when it comes to public humiliation, I feel, for some of the masculines in order to get them to open up. Because the masculine really has used his power for self-aggrandizement in the past. Like, he really played a lot of feminines and used his romantic charms for power, and it really is time for like the veil to come off, for the masculine to step into this expanded consciousness. And there is going to be a lot of gossip, and I think that's one of the masculine's biggest fears, is the gossip surrounding this karmic closure. And I feel, you know, there's been in the past a lack of consideration for feelings of others, and you know, the masculine has misused his power in this life and in past lives. And I feel the masculine's about to be betrayed with some confidences in the energy. And there's going to be some secret information coming to light that's really going to create an awakening moment for the masculine in order for him to honor this higher connection and a sense of trust. So let's see what needs to come through for the feminine for archetype energies for the week ahead. Warrior. I think the feminine's sick and tired of being a warrior. It just seems like a never-ending battle some days for the feminine. So I do feel, you know, the feminine truly demonstrates the utmost epitome of strength and fortitude and grace, and I feel the feminine is just so tired. She's tired of, you know, the masculine in the self-sacrificing ego energy. I feel the feminine really is stepping into being her own hero, demonstrating a lot of strength and spiritual skills and discipline. And, you know, this is a really tough journey to go through, and it really does test your ethics, your principles. And I do feel victory is coming for the divine feminine for all of the suffering that's been inflicted upon her along the spiritual journey. And I do feel, you know, the feminine really has survived this journey without negotiating the power of her spirit. She really has placed the self-empowerment energy above any material considerations. And I do feel a lot of securities are coming to the feminine, and you're really needing to be willing to follow your intuition, because you truly are a guide. And isn't that funny? The feminine is the guide and the masculine is the student. So, you know, the divine feminine truly does represent unconditional love, and I feel a lot of financial gains for imparting spiritual insights to the collective divine feminine. And bottom of the deck, combined energy, we do have, you know, the masculine's been in escapism, and it's really created a false sense of identity and security. And the time is now to restore a sense of passion for the journey and for some personal empowerment. So let's see what needs to come through with the energy oracle deck for the masculine. Second chakra, there's that sacral chakra clearing, and a man holding a heart. With the crown chakra, the seventh chakra. So Archangel Uriel is likely working with the masculine at this time. He's got a lot of archangel presence around him. We have Archangel Ariel and Archangel Shamuel, and I do feel the masculine is releasing a lot of envy. Look at fourth chakra. We do have both of the twins on the board now. The woman holding a heart and the man holding a heart. So I feel there's a lot of chakra clearing between the crown, the second, the sacral, the heart, and his power center. And yeah, look at that, deceit and envy. So this is what the masculine's surrounded by. Deceitful people, envious people. And, you know, we absorb these energies, and we are the company we keep. And that is being mirror reflected in the energy, I feel. And I do feel the feminine is stepping into blossoming abundance. So we'll see what comes through for the feminine. We have the woman holding a heart and the thinking woman with the world. The feminine is closing out the cycle with or without the closure from the masculine. The feminine is restoring a sense of balance, and there is going to be action, I feel. The feminines have been feeling really, really stuck when it comes to entering this cornucopia. A lot of blocks coming up and a lot of strength. And I feel strategizing in the energies. There is going to be swift action for the feminine when it comes to moving forward. And I do think the masculine is strategizing. Yeah, stepping into that Jesus consciousness is kind of what I feel. So let's get some spiritual journey oracle messages, and then we'll get some tarot. What else can you tell me about the masculine, please? Nourishment. The masculine's really needing to nourish his body. I do feel many of them are struggling health-wise. I do feel some heart and health issues with the divine masculines. And yeah, I do feel they've gone through some upheaval, and they are needing to kind of go through a period of recovery. Upheaval is coming either way, and the masculine really needs to heal his heart, his mind, and his body so he can finally step into living his soul's purpose, so he can finally find his tribe, because he's connected to some people that have been depleting him and keeping him stagnant. And the masculine's really encouraged to seek out friendships and the divine feminine that's going to contribute to his soul's growth. So the masculine, I feel, is coming into an awareness that he does have a greater purpose here this life, and a remembrance of the past lives. So yeah, challenge ahead. I don't think he's had this upheaval yet, This upheaval is coming, and the masculine's really going to need to face this challenge head on in order to improve his life. I think a lot of tests in the energies when it comes to the masculine's belief as he kind of steps into deepening his relationship to himself. Learning his own soul's language, what really motivates him and what really brings him joy and the art of self-love, because there are manifesting energies when it comes to this portal this week. So what we think, we create. So what are you thinking about when it comes to your reality? Because that will become your reality. So I think the masculine is encouraged to practice the law of attraction and to embody the energy that he wants to attract in his life. So what needs to come through for the feminine journey to fulfillment? And I do feel, yeah, practice unconditional love, because there are a lot of shadows coming up once again for another layer of transmutation and clearing. So meditation is going to be key, Divine Feminine. Calm your mind, open up your pathway when it comes to communication with spirit and your twin. Center yourself, because you are kind of journeying to fulfillment, Divine Feminine. And although others can influence us, I feel it's really time for you to take control of your destiny. Get ready for a catalytic event or someone to redirect you. It's going to be a very heavy challenge this week for you to refocus. I believe I've already had my catalytic event this morning. So, you know, divine timing is at play. There is this void energy. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes, so just try to be Divine Feminine, practice unconditional love, show yourself unconditional love and forgiveness, release criticism of self and others, and go deep within that reflection to fully step into living consciously. So make decisions that, you know, are going to benefit you, not everybody else. Life, we have to choose to live every day, not just let life happen to us. We always have a choice to step into that better energy. So let's see what needs to come through with the tarot today. What can you tell me about the Divine Masculine's energy, strength? So he is gathering that strength. Oh, it's beautiful energy. It feels very heart-centered. What else can you tell me about the masculine? Temperance. So there's a lot of divine energy around the masculine with the major arcana. And the Queen of Swords reversed. I think they're dealing with a major challenge when it comes to the karmic energy. When it comes to a lack of love, I feel a huge emotional outburst is coming with the false contract, with the false flame, in order to get the masculine to finally have the strength to let it go and bring healing. So that's kind of what I see there. A lot weaving behind the scenes. There is, without a doubt, going to be an emotional outburst in the Divine Masculine's energies this week. Divine Feminine, we get the Ace of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the Tower reversed, and the Eight of Wands reversed. Definitely a major shift when it comes to your belief patterns. I think maybe this Tower reversed is in regards to the blocked communication from the masculine, and I think you're not going to see this coming when he does communicate. There is a lot of disillusionment between the twins. But Divine Feminine, this is you stepping into cornucopia, brand new beginning when it comes to your finances and love and passion after this deep transformation. I do feel romance is in the air, and there is going to be restoration and balance. So, you know, the masculine was giving to two, and it did create a lot of illusion. I do feel the masculine is encouraged to release all of his other options. Sometimes these masculines have many, many options. It's time to let go of always needing a backup plan, always needing an option around the corner, because, you know, that really is what caused this loss of this wish fulfillment with the Divine Feminine, with the masculine having options. And I do feel the Empress, with the Empress coming out, the Divine Feminine really is leaving the fuckery behind. She doesn't want to fight anymore. She just wants peace in her life. So I feel this brand new beginning is birthing for the feminine, and in turn, it is creating action for the masculine to release this long-standing burden for the twins to come together in this spiritual union. So Let's get a couple more twin flame oracle messages, and we will close off the reading with some crystal stone deck messages for each of the counterparts. So definitely going to be a heavy, heavy week. So let's see what else needs to come through. Yes, this is your twin flame. You know who your counterpart is. You feel it. There's a lot being reflected when it comes to the energies, when it comes to forgiveness. This is truly a powerful month of gateway portals and eclipses. So major, major, major shifts and transits this week. So pay attention to the astrological energies, guys. Pay attention to the cosmic energies. They really are pushing these energies to come to the surface to create movement forward. And yes, like twin flame recognition. It is recognizing your counterpart, knowing that there's more to this reality, creating that disillusionment that I said, and forgiveness. It is about restoring a sense of innocence. So if you cannot forgive your twin, where can you not forgive yourself? Because there's a lot of reacting to each other's energies. That's what twins do. We mirror everything back to one another to clear all of this. So there's going to be a fated meeting. You're really going to need to meditate and allow stillness to bring you those answers and awareness that you have been seeking. So always go within when the energies get very heavy like this. So we'll just get one last message for the masculine and one last message for the feminine, and we're going to close off the reading. So the masculine gets obsidian and hematite, which is all about protecting his soul and aligning to inner wholeness. And the feminine gets breakthrough your big block. So major breakthrough for the feminine with vanadinite coming up. And then the masculine is in need of protection and alignment. So I feel the masculine really needs to cut those cords with those negative people, the negative patterns. This is a direct link to scorpionic energy. So your masculine could be a Scorpio, but it's really time to get rid of anything that isn't working, like a spiritual surgery, so to speak. A deliverance is what I'm hearing, deliverance. So I feel there's going to be a lot being questioned for the masculine in order to arm himself with his spiritual truth. And there are dark forces at work in the masculine's life this week, and he's needing to protect his energies. And the hematite is all about stagnancy. So I feel the masculine's about to get spun out of this stagnant energy, and it is speaking about a newfound crush. So I do feel a newfound pull towards the feminine, this lifelong connection. And I feel the masculine is preparing and realizing that it's time to come back. It's time to come back home. So this is definitely surrounding the moon. So get ready for a huge energy pull, a huge energy shift in order for things to start happening. And divine feminine, a breakthrough is at hand for you. So it's really time to live in the moment. I know sometimes it can get so hard to get fully grounded in that self-discipline when it comes to your everyday spiritual practice. We are always met with many challenges that shape our day, that shape our week, our month, our year, whatever it is. And I just feel the feminine really is encouraged to step into being that motivational speaker for the collective. We all have learned major karmic lessons this life. So what can you do with those lessons to bring positivity into the collective? I do feel the feminine stepping into leadership. I do feel a lot of energizing energy in and around the moment, in and around the feminine as she lives in the moment. And I do feel this is really like a moment of freedom this week for the feminine. And I feel, the masculine knows it's time to knock down whatever has been standing between him and this reunion with the feminine. So I do feel major, major breakthrough. So enter your chill zone. Allow yourself to release any frazzled, fragmented energy. Get out of that cerebral processing and meditate. Release that pressure. Allow meditation to, bubble bath you in this beautiful cleansing process of purification, and know that what it was never meant to be yours was never yours to begin with anyway. So release anything, like anything that isn't serving you. Let go of any drama and just be with yourself this week as the spiritual pathway, I feel, is lightened up at another deeper level. So that's what I have for the twins for the week ahead. I hope this helped. I look forward to seeing you all again next time, okay? Have a great day, everybody.